Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. An interesting day in the market as we cruise into this Friday and this holiday weekend. We have crap volume and a lot of Bitcoin on the exchanges as a reserve, and just ain't much happening. We're going to go over that quickly. Once again, Bitcoin truth seekers, welcome home. It is July 2nd, 5:43 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. All right, I linked to over at bitcoindailyview.com a video by Crypto Love where he goes over some altcoins for July 2021 and one that he sees as a long-term possible good buy, and he makes a good case for it. It's an interesting coin. Check out his video. Really worth watching. And I will say he has the most provocative and alluring O-face of all crypto YouTubers. I mean, give me some. With that said, Crypto Quant is showing that we have in a remarkable amount, I think an unusual high, or it was an all-time high of Bitcoin and Ethereum reserves on the exchanges. So we got a lot of Bitcoin there, a lot of Ethereum there, and what could that mean? Who knows? With that said, also BTC on-chain ghost town. This is from 12 hours ago from Crypto Quant, and I'll just read it. There's a disturbing lack of inflow or outflow signals recently, There's a disturbing lack of inflow or outflow signals recently. No unusual amounts of flowing on or off exchange. No, okay, that's not me. It's just the way he wrote it. It's kind of funny. Anyway, no inflow, no outflow, and just there you go. Waiting for the first move that breaks the trend here. Meanwhile, net flows were predominantly negative today, resulting in lower exchange reserves. So, a little bit of our exchange reserves wandered off, but of course, we're still, looking at unusually high exchange reserves for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So just note that nothing's happening. We're kind of like a ship out at sea, a sailboat, no wind. We're just sitting on a quiet ocean with no wind, and we're all slowly dying of dehydration and scurvy. So it's a tough time. All right. SHIB coin, it's really wonderful. I'm not even sure if a lot of this stuff is real that I'm seeing here, but I love the enthusiasm of SHIB I really think that the enthusiasm that DogeCoin has kind of shifted to SHIB, especially now that it's hit major exchanges. I love enthusiasm. I think it's beautiful. I like seeing this. Amen, SHIB. Thanks for invigorating that sweetness of life that this is really about. It is a crypto revolution. It is the first peaceful revolution ever, and it's great to be a part of it. And I think one of the things that will empower it more than anything else is enthusiasm. And SHIB, you are bringing the enthusiasm. So the official cheerleader Shiba Inu of crypto is SHIB, I think. And I'm glad to see this happiness. Happiness is a wonderful thing. Recently, in the last 18 months or 2 years, happiness has kind of been forgotten. Well, Shiba Inu, a cute little dog, is bringing it back. California begs for more electricity as shift to renewable power leaves state in the dark. Well, way to go, virtue signaling globalists. You got what you wanted. You'll probably wipe a lot of people out this summer. Anyhow, new study links acute chest pain in male soldiers to mRNA vaccines. Have we wiped out our military? Kind of like pilots. Anyway, with that said, the crypto bubbles today are mostly in the red, except for XTC and Sticks have been showing up. And that's about it, really. Looking at the crypto square universe here on Coin360, Sticks is looking good, Cello is looking good. Anyway, boom. I'm not sure if Cell is Cell. So Cell is green, Sticks is green, Cello, whatever that is green, and in the crypto bubbles. As of course, just revisiting that, I just see Nexo and XTC in the green here, and Sticks. So anyway, a fairly darn red day in the market today. Looking at Bitcoin, not looking at Bitcoin trading volume, looking at spot trading volume on Binance and a bunch of other exchanges also. You can see we are in the end of this holiday week, going into the holiday weekend with crap volume. So volume down 19.34% on Binance last 24 hours, and the volume was just about 12 billion. This is crap volume, so hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. So anyway, we are in the red when it comes to volume. Volume is big time trailing off moving into this weekend. Coinbase down 26% in volume. That's really something to see. So with that said, volume is potty for spot trading on Binance and most exchanges. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours is pure crap. Nothing is happening. Yet you can tell we've had some price action recently, a bit of a pump and a dump. So to me, that seems like it was all OTC having an effect, or it does mean, let's just go here real quickly, take a look at this, or it does mean that the retail market needs to put forth very little volume to move the price quite abruptly on Bitcoin, but I didn't see it happening. So we're not seeing retail volume happen. So either very little retail volume without the shorts repressing it is all it takes, or the whales are just basically having a bit of an effect because of their OTC buying, pumping the price a lot, even though we don't really see it. Well, we can see it, but it's just not quite as easy to see. With that said, so anyway, Bitcoin versus USDT on the 4-hour chart, it did challenge this 200 moving average, but of course it did not make it through below the 200 moving average in the 21 EMA. So boom, now we did not make it. We bumped it, got above, boom, got below it. But what I'm noticing here is the shorts did not kick on to push that price back down, and longs aren't pumping now either. So interesting moment in the market. You know, we saw an interesting price action move, but it didn't seem like whales, as far as I can tell, with shorts were the ones who repressed it. All right, moving along. All right, here we go. Blockchain whispers. Not even going to look at the numbers. Let me read them. We'll keep this quick. Basically, I just see indecisive longs versus shorts on Binance for Bitcoin, and maybe slightly positive for Ethereum. Range last 24 hours has been 32,743 to 33,943. About, almost $1,000 difference there. Interesting. Nice to see. That's kind of a small range compared to what we've been having, I think, recently. Anyway, how many gold coins will a Bitcoin buy today? 18.63. So go get some. Note this, very, very interesting. Today in the market, gold on the daily making a move up, and silver on the daily making a move up. That's really nice to see. Let's just note one thing about the traditional market today. DXY, Dollar Strength Index. It is having a bit of a red candle so far today, but look at this bounce off the 200 moving average that it did, and it's moving up like a rocket ship to Pluto. So today, DXY moving up. Well, it's a bit indecisive at the moment, but it was green earlier. Looking at a daily chart, not getting too granular on it, but really that and gold and silver are green today. So interesting. No volume in Bitcoin, really. It's sideways. Gold, silver, a little bit of a pump, and DXY continues, even though somewhat weekly right now, to continue its bounce off that 200 moving average on the daily chart. So interesting moves in the market today. As we can see, it does not appear that shorts are what are affecting things here. So like I say, here, this is a 2-hour chart, and you can clearly see we had this beautiful upside down V formation, wonderful. But really, longs, here's this, longs are this line here. Longs didn't go high. Also, as you can see here on the 2-hour chart, it makes it really clear, when you have these strong downward moves, it's usually because, at least recently it has been, it's because you've got shorts went above the price action there on this compare chart. And that would make sense, right? Well, the thing is, so we had this pump, but what's bringing it down? We're not seeing a pump in longs. That's what in shorts, that's what I would expect to see, and I'm not. So, who and what is really affecting this price action here? If I look at the range, look at this forecast, we kind of had a bit of, we had a dump, then we had a bit of sideways, just from the sideways to the top, we had about, 10%, and now that's trailing off, but it's not being done by, from what I can see, short pressure. So interesting, what's going on? Like I say, probably OTC buying having an effect, and then they went, oh crap, we're pumping it, so they lagged off and started doing UTC, under the counter trading or something like that. On the daily chart, something to definitely note here, the daily MACD is trending towards the negative. It's positive right now. It's positive cross, but it's trending towards the negative. Watch out. The closer that gets, the more price action will get dumpy, in my opinion. And if it crosses negative right now, especially under the heartbeat, boom, we'll be seeing some lows. All right, with that said, 314 moving average. Bitcoin seems to be bouncing up today. That is very, very good. As I've drawn this fib line here, I see that .5 fib line, 50% at around 34,272. So I drew this fib line starting back on around the 12th or 14th of March, where we had that dump. Now we're moving up. That's how I got it. It seems to match very, very well. We're riding at 314. Let's see if we can get a bounce, especially if we can get above the .5 fib line at 34,272. So basically, I have an alert set for 34,500 to go check Bitcoin, because that might be when we see support above the .5 fib line. And when we see that, we'll probably see that fulcrum on the daily MACD. Where'd you go? We'll probably see this start to widen and stop contracting on the daily Bitcoin chart. Looking at a 4-hour chart here, you can see we had that beautiful uptrend. We got above the 2-minute moving average. We did not keep it. We're trending down. And here on this 4-hour chart, as I have drawn the fib line, we're kind of rocking between the .618 and the .5 fib level. So we're ranging, and it makes sense. You can kind of see, both these locations. Actually, I'm going to draw it like this. You can see where we started this pump recently, and then where we, gave it all back. You can kind of see we got previous support and resistance there in the chart, so it makes sense. Anyway, we are continuing to range after this little price movement, but ultimately we didn't break out of the larger 30K to 40K range. So anyway, little pump, little dump. Why did it happen? Don't know. It does not seem to be from retail pressure, nor retail volume, nor whales manipulating with longs and shorts that I can see from my little vantage point. Anyway, 45-minute chart, you can see we continue. I think we're at least 43 now, 43 days. I think now we're at about like 44 days. We've been in this range, and like I say, it's really easy to get excited when you see stuff like this. And don't get me wrong, I get excited too. I mean, I'm taking cold showers as well, but I'm just saying, when you see a price action like this off the bottom, it's really, really easy to get excited. But what most traders that are very experienced expected was exactly this. Until we see the whales let it go out of this range, be very, very careful. I do have some buys down here, like in the low, like 30K range, just because I'm happy if Bitcoin does begin to trend lower and goes sideways lower. I'll be happy with picking up some small buys at that range. And I think there's a very, very good probability that we are probably seeing the bottom of the range. That's where they're going to keep it. But hey, anything can happen. The bears and the bulls, not the bulls, no, the bears, the whales may decide to start ranging Bitcoin from 30,000 to 25,000. They certainly could. So just be wary. Like I say, have a plan. Not financial advice, but have a plan. My plan is I got some buys at the bottom of this range that are not very big. I'm hedged out a good deal. Luckily, I hedged out, above, 40K here, so I'm kind of in the green. I'm happy. So if you didn't hedge out, that's fine. Just have a plan. Like right now, I could say my plan is I'll pick up small buys here at the bottom, for accumulation, knowing that it could go lower, and then we'll see how that range goes. But really, where I'm really going to hedge back in is when we get to 41, 42K, and we're confirmed uptrend outside of this range. The whales have let it go, and like I say, when that happens, that's when you're going to really have a rocket ship to Pluto. So be ready if you're a Bitcoin truth seeker and you're hedged out, or you want to buy more. I know it's very fun to buy at the bottom. Believe me, I have small buys in on limit orders because I think this very well could be the bottom. But then again, like I say, they could range 30 to 25K in a second if they so desire. Or maybe they can't. I think on some levels they'd have it at 3K again if they could. Maybe they can only push it down to 30K. Hard to tell. A lot of big money is bought in. Maybe in their conference calls, they don't want it to go any lower. But one way or the other, they are in control right now. Until they let it go, it's just ranging between 30 and 40K. And this is a hard range, in my opinion, to do short trades on. Or long trades, I should say. I mean, it'd be great to do. Anyway, just be careful. Like right now, we're at the bottom of the range. If we're towards the bottom of the range. If we get to the bottom again and it starts moving up, maybe we could see another, beautiful move like this. Who wouldn't love to get a part of that? Most people would probably sell about here, and then maybe get back in about here, and then, think about selling right about here. Anyway, all depends on, how much masochism you're into. Most mature traders that I know who are way more experienced than I am are waiting for that 40, 41K, and they're just not even bothering with anything happening in this range, and they hedged out quite a while ago. And if they didn't, they're waiting for their next buy to be on a confirmed uptrend to stay in the green. With that said, 4-hour chart, you can see we're ranging between the 618 and the .5 as I've drawn it here. So basically, if we look here, you can kind of see very, very clearly, we are basically hanging out in previous support and resistance. So it's kind of a logical, bounce spot here in the 4-hour chart. Let's see if we do. The indicators are in general crappy, but they are all now trending towards the up. So maybe we will see a move. We're still well below the 200 moving average. To me, really strength and a positive, powerful chart that I'm going to start depending on will be when Bitcoin finds support and keeps it above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Like I say, on the 45-minute chart, I have just a 45-minute chart here. I do. This is a 4-hour chart. Okay, so this is a 4-hour chart. Let's switch this to 45 minutes. Where are we at? Let me clear up all this stuff. Let's look at it here. Here's the big deal on the 45-minute chart. You can see, to me in general, the market is much happier when we break above the 200 moving average, which we did. We broke above the 200 moving average and 314 moving average back on the 27th of June, cranked, and now we dumped. We're below the 200 moving average here again on the 45-minute chart. Looking at indicators, none are very positive right now on this short time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, maybe I'm seeing a little bit of an upwards trend beginning. Anyway, just be watchful. Like I say, I don't think anything really is going to happen outside of this range, this 30 to 40K range, until the whales let it go. And eventually they will have a plan, be ready for it continuing to go sideways, for it to dump, or for it to start moving quickly above 40K. Just have a plan and you will win. Like I say, the small hedges we make right now may very, 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 very well manifest our wealth in the future, greater wealth in the future. So just have a plan, Ethereum versus USDT, something I like seeing about Ethereum versus USDT. It's been in the green for quite a while. It's staying above the 200 moving average, and right now it is, as we can see here, it's making a bounce off the 200 moving average. Indicators are beginning to turn up. So ETH USDT looking strong as we cruise into the weekend. HBAR has been doing quite well. Also, HBAR versus USDT, it's been in a beautiful upwards channel. It crossed the 203.14 moving average. It's keeping support there. Indicators are beginning to show a slight turn up. Will it respect this channel up? It's definitely one that I'm watching. I'm not in right now, but I might consider, if we see some upwards movement, a small play into HBAR, at least to ride to the top of the channel again. With that said, let's keep going. Doge. Well, Doge is kind of not looking so great. We've challenged the 314 a couple times here, and now we're below it. We can't really get above the 200 moving average. We're not ranging between the 200 and 314 moving average. Doge, it's, if you're a dip buyer, I guess it's right at 24 cents right now. But overall, Doge's chart kind of sucks short term. But what chart doesn't? SHIB. SHIB does not suck. Look at this beautiful uptrend we've been having. It's keeping above the 200 moving average. Looks like it's going to do a bounce of the 200 moving average. These indicators are kind of in the red, but now, stochastic RSI is in a spot where you could consider it healthy. It's in the buy zone there. Lazy Bear oscillator. It's at the bottom. It's showing basically oversold. The oscillator just went above the signal. This is really, really wonderful. Squeeze indicators beginning to show some positive move towards a positive move. Your directional index is still in the green. It's still in the red, but your ADX is slowly climbing. But be careful. Anyway, just looking at this, let's watch for these Madrid ribbons to all turn green and watch for an uptrend. SHIB is really moving into the rest of 2021. It looks pretty darn powerful. I like alts right now that are staying strong while Bitcoin is volatile, like Doge not staying strong right now while Bitcoin is volatile. SHIB staying strong. HBAR versus USDT, in my opinion, staying strong. So we got coins that are rocking. Anyway, hope I'm not too under charismatic this morning. It's still early here, but I wanted to get this out. Like I say, it's a weak ass volume week. It's a weak ass volume day. We're hitting, as I say, it's been a holiday week. We're going into a holiday weekend with tremendously low volume. We saw some interesting price action with BTC recently with this pump and then, of course, this dump. But basically, it was healthy there above the 2 moving average in the 4-hour chart. I like seeing that. But basically, we're right back where we started. And the thing is, it seems like that happened without whale short manipulation causing it. So anyway, there you go. What's happening? I don't know. It looks like to me that just the whales continue to accumulate while retail traders do their thing. But retail traders are definitely not buying because we're not seeing the volume. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. As always, Crypto.com, best cool little card ever for having a crypto to fiat gateway. I like it. It's a good way to make interest on the crypto that you have in there. Wonderful thing. If nothing else, it's a good wallet to have for some of your crypto, and it enables you to turn it into fiat if you need to on the hurry up anytime. With that said, also Celsius, for heaven's sakes, if you're a hodler, Celsius apps, and now what I like is it used to only be an app, but now they have a web interface, which just makes it much easier to manage. Make interest on your crypto or your stable coins. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. Go for it, do it, check it out. I got an affiliate link, and I only kind of shill these things because I'm not really shilling them. I just think these are so essential, so important that I just like the thought of people having them. If you so desire, go for it. It makes a difference. Not financial advice, but I think it will make your crypto life better. Anyhow, with that said, this is BitcoinDailyView.com. Hope this hasn't been too long. Hope I brought some enthusiasm into this flaccid sideways weekend. But on a good note, even if Bitcoin is sideways, even if we could see a seriously volatile weekend with this low volume, and those limit buy orders, you might be so excited. Yeah, it hit. Of course, Bitcoin just rocks right past, keeps going lower. Anyway, have a plan for a pump or a dump or a sideways or a new range that's a little bit lower than we've been in currently. Have a plan. The little effort you put, the little bit of planning you put in right now is it very well could be life-changing wealth in the future. We're at in a pivotal moment. I do believe Bitcoin is going to skyrocket towards the end of this year, or maybe even next week, or maybe even today. Once those whales let it go, have your plan to be a part of that action. And know, while you're working hard, while you're wiping sweat off your brow, while you spend more time with your head in crypto than most people spend on sports. Gosh, everyone's outside playing and frolicking, and you're inside like, just know that you're doing something important. The peaceful revolution does matter. You matter. It's really essential. This is the best shot humanity has at a future that is unlike the past. And that battle is really going on. And the globalists and the evil forces of this world do not like Bitcoin. They do not like it. They may pretend to, but they don't. Anyhow, so know with confidence that every single Bitcoin Satoshi you own, whether it's going up or it's going down, makes a piece of shit banker cry. And that's a beautiful thing. Those tears are like manna from heaven for us real, alive human beings attached to the fire of truth of our souls. So keep at it.